Hey y'all, this is Amanda and welcome back to my Texas Zone 8A garden. And today I'm in the front yard and we are going to be adding some beautiful warm tones to the front side garden. And we're going to be discussing 3 different ways to design with a flat of bedding plants. So I really challenged myself this year to incorporate more warm tones into my gardening. I tend to stick to a lot of purples, pinks, blues, that kind of direction. But I'm always drawn to these warm tones. I just don't go for them right away. So this year I am challenging myself. I recently did a video with containers that were all warm colors. I'll post that link below. And so now I'm challenging myself to put some warm colors in the front and side beds of the front garden. We're going to be working with some gorgeous petunias here, some dianthus, and I'll get close up on those. And then we're going to be working with some profusion zinnias as well. These are one of my favorite bedding plants to work with. They do really well in our area and they stand up to the heat throughout July and August. So let's talk about a flat of bedding plants. This right here is a flat of zinnias. There's 18 plants in it. I think I paid about $17 to $18 for this entire container at homegrown plants in Farmersville. And a lot of people will pick up a flat of flowers and they don't really know what to do with it. So I wanted to kind of lay these out for you in 3 different ways that you can utilize bedding plants within your garden. So I'm going to start simple with that. I'm basically just going to move the camera back and I'm going to lay out plants here in the grass area and I'm going to show you some different ways you can approach them. Okay, this is one of the most basic ways you can approach bedding plants. So basically, this is just a drift of color. We are putting the plants approximately 6 to 8 inches apart and staggering them. Instead of lining them up, this would be lining them up like that. See the straight line right there? And staggering them. And the reason we're putting these approximately 6 to 8 inches apart is because that's how big these plants will get. So when these plants are planted in the ground and they begin to grow, they're going to cover probably about a foot square area all the way around it. And then that way, once these have all grown in, it will look like one carpet of beautiful zinnias. So this is number 1, the most basic way you can utilize bedding plants within your garden. So here's a current example in my garden where I've done a bunch of bedding plants on that original number 1 design where I have them about 6 to 8 inches apart, and I do have a picture or a video when I first planted them, so I'll put that up so you can see, and then this is how they look later on in the season. So this is a second way you can utilize bedding plants within your garden. You can go for specific lines, more of a gridded shape with your flowers. Now, this way is used best with 2 different colors or 2 different plants. So ideally, you would have your line of zinnias right here, and then you would put an additional different color or different plant in between each of these lines. And it would create a very beautiful kind of sculpted look of linear lines throughout your garden, which is a really pretty, very striking look, more of a modern approach to gardening, but still all the more fun. So if I was going to do this particular design, I would go with these zinnias, which are absolutely gorgeous, and then I might backfill with something fun like a beautiful bright marigold in between them. Or you could do something like a white petunia for a little bit of a softer look. But this is your number 2 option where we go linear grid style. This is another example in my front garden where I've utilized bedding plants or flats of plants. And what I've done is I've mixed 3 different colors, a beautiful mauve tone pansy, a dark burgundy pansy, and these penny blue violas. And originally these were some lines, and you can still kind of see the lines in between. I've lost a few pansies along the way, but this was those staggered lines, the number 2 option that I was showing you all, and this turned out absolutely beautiful, nice, full. And this is, I guess I planted this in November or December, but it's looking gorgeous now. And my third approach to putting in bedding plants or flats of plants is this one, which is called a bunching or grouping design. I'm grouping sets of 3s and 5s. You can also do 7s, but preferably odd numbers. And we group them in places together where we tuck them in within the garden. Now, this is the particular design I'm going to be utilizing today. So I'll go ahead and lay that out in the garden and show you what that looks like. Okay, so remember we're looking for the coral, and I've done bunches of uneven numbers. So I have a grouping of 3, grouping of 7, a grouping of 3, and a grouping of 5 right there. So these will be bundles of color throughout the garden. It looks a little bit more natural than putting everything together, but still really love the look. And as these fill in, they will add a bunch of color to the garden. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dig holes, get these planted, add a little bit of plant tone with each of them, and let's see how it turns out. Okay, so I've got those planted in. This is the grouping, so 3, 7, another set of 3 here, and then a set of 5 there. It really goes a long way to add a lot of color to the space, and you can definitely see more warmth with them in here. But let's go ahead and get those petunias and those dianthus planted as well. Okay, here's what I'm thinking over here. So the dianthus are perennials, and so I've got them laid out. They're kind of a soft peachy yellow color. And then I've got the petunias in a tripod. Basically, this is going to carpet this whole area, which will be really great because I do have weed issues. You can see back up there. So covering up this area will be really good. I'm going to plant these with some plant tone and then also backfill with a little bit of mulch. But let me read out those names of those varieties real quick. Okay, this petunia is called Crazy Tunia Mandeville. Really pretty color. It goes about 10 to 15 inches, full sun. And then the variety of dianthus is called Odessa, and this is a perennial, and it's hardy to zone 4, and it's about 10 to 12 inches tall and wide, and it requires full sun. So I am also starting to get some rain, so let's get this knocked out. Okay, I think that looks really nice. I love the red of the petunias, the Mandeville Crazy Tunia, this Odessa dianthus, which is just lovely. I think it looks really pretty. These right here are dahlias, color spectacle, I'm not really sure. Dahlias, I'll put a picture of that. And these are two penstemon that I don't actually know the name of. They were earlier on in my gardening career when I wasn't recording as much. But look how nice and filled this area looks. So now we've added this warm area, and this is an area where I want to add some more warm color. Coming up soon, I have purple right here. This is a purple butterfly bush, and then I have purple verbena, meteor showers verbena. You can see it's actually getting ready to bloom. That reseeds itself and comes back every year. I have some sedum here, some Peter Cottontail, yarrow, and then a couple of coneflowers tucked in here. I got a lot going on in here, but I would like to put some more dramatic red, orange, yellow coral tones in this area as well. Okay, so humidity is totally kicked up. We're about to get rain. Very excited to get these in the ground. Very excited about that price, $7.95 for these crazy petunias, which are stunning. Petunias won't last all summer in my area. These guys will probably die back into June, mid-July, and that's fine. I'll probably replace them with some type of, zinnia. I might try trimming these back and kind of limping them through the summer this year. I don't know. It really just depends. It really is just a, like, what kind of mood am I in kind of situation. But I do love the dianthus. Since they are perennial, they will be here for years to come, and they will continue to grow and fill out. And I love this unusual kind of yellow peachy color. It looks really good. But I hope you enjoyed this video, seeing 3 different ways that you can design with bedding plants in your garden, and then watching me add more warm tones to my front garden. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when my latest videos are up, and make sure you check me out on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. As always, she's a mad gardener or decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.